This is Tim Gallagher of the Sioux City Journal with Mike Earll, Hawkeye Point Foundation Chair. He's also the Osceola County Economic Development Director.
Exactly.
Long time Sibley Ocheyedan FFA advisor or instructor. Is that right?
Yep, I retired a year and a half ago after 33 years in Sibley here.
Okay. We are at Hawkeye Point. And Mike, just give me a quick dime tour, if you could.
Okay. Well, Hawkeye Point has been kind of a unique labor of love, I guess, if you can say nothing else. The property was donated partly by the family of Donna and Merle Sterler back in 2008. The county purchased the balance of the property at the suggestion of FFA students to basically turn this into an Iowa Welcome Center. So since that time, we've been working to develop the area into a variety of different things to make it a destination stop for people coming, driving down Highway 60 that's just a stone's throw away from where we are right now. So a couple of things you'll see right here. This is the actual high point right here on the property. Mosaic has been put down on the property here, but nothing was changed. This is the actual part where Iowa's highest point at 1,670 feet right here.
Okay, 1,670 feet.
Right.
Which is it okay to stand or not?
Stand right on top of it. Yep.
Do people do that?
Yep.
Okay.
So this is, and if you look to the north, you'll see Minnesota from this point. We are standing in Iowa right now, and if you use your imagination a little bit, looking over that way, you can catch a glimpse of South Dakota at dusk. So we like to say there's a picturesque view of the beautiful Iowa fertile farm fields, as well as a view of 3 different states. One of the other things the FFK kids worked on up at the top here is we have directional signs to each of the other 49 high points throughout the United States, and this has been something a lot of the visitors will stop through and be quite impressed with. Now, Iowa being at 1,670 foot isn't by far the highest point, but we have quite a few that are lower than that too.
I see Mount Elbert, Colorado.
Yeah.
14,000.
433 feet. Now, I'm going to guess that Mount Ebert is not handicapped accessible, and that's one thing we do have in Iowa here. Our high point is handicapped accessible. But there's several other places there. We've got an Illinois one up here that's 1,235 foot above sea level, and that's in Charles Mound, Illinois, and that's about 285 miles from here. So it's unique to see people coming in, looking at their own states or where they're from, and what the high points are there and how far it is to go to visit those. Another thing we have, a real plus here, is the National High Pointers Club is dedicated to keeping all the 50 high points open to the public. They've been very helpful in helping us sponsor different things. One of the benches that you see up here was sponsored by a High Point family that wanted to help out with that. The flagpole that's on the property here as well was a donation from the High Pointers group, and it's just nice to have that particular thing there. As we go on a little bit farther over here, one of the things that we wanted to do in Osceola County was when people stop here at the high point, we wanted to show them that there are other points of interest in Osceola County as well. And so Hawkeye Point is dedicated to the idea that we want people to use this as a stop, but also to look at some of the other points of interest throughout the county as well.
Okay. Because one point of interest, and I assume the two might be confused every once in a while, is the Ocheyedan Mound in Osceola County.
Ocheyedan Mound is roughly about 15 miles due east of here and a little bit south. This was thought to be Iowa's highest point until 1971, when they the Corps of Engineers measured the sites and found out that Hawkeye Point here was actually about 35 foot taller than what Ocheyedan Mound is. The Ocheyedan Mound is a glacial residue there that was left behind. We like to call it the most picturesque high point in Iowa, and a lot of people still do climb that. It is part of the state park system now. It's managed by our conservation board here in Osceola County, but if they'd like to, they can go south here about 2 miles, get on Highway 9, and then go another 2 miles south on A22, and they will drive right by the Ocheyedan Mound on going east.
Okay.
Another thing we had up here, Tim, when we started doing it was on this side of the kiosk we have a bunch of license plates, and people kind of wonder about this, but this is all 50 states license plates. The reason these are here was when the Sterler family had the High Point, they would welcome these people onto their farm to visit Iowa's High Point. And one of the things many of them did was they left their license plates afterwards, and they put these on the silage bunks that were out there, attached them that way. When we came here, we basically contacted the High Pointers group. We had about 35 of the signs, and within 3 weeks we had all 50 states, and we've got several extras on there as well.
Okay.
One of the newest additions up here is our memorial to Kirk Grau. Kirk was our longtime economic developer here in Osceola County, and he basically worked very hard to make this project possible. Did some unique financing things, and so on his untimely death about 1.5 years ago, some monies were set aside to start this project as well. We'll be officially dedicating that during the National High Pointers Convention on Saturday the 25th here. So we're starting there. Up here is an observation deck. Right now with beans in the property, it's maybe not quite so obvious that it's needed, but when corn is out here, it's one way for the people to get up above the cornfields and actually see how beautiful the Iowa landscape is around here as well.
And the corn crib?
Corn crib was one of the pieces of, or one of the buildings that was left on the property. It was in a state of disrepair. The FFA and 4-H kids worked on getting it fixed up again. We did put a coat of paint on it. It's going to need a little more right now, but now this is used as kind of a walk-through agricultural museum. The one thing that we're real pleased with is it's open 24/7 during the summer and the spring, fall months. We just don't have any problems with people doing any vandalism or anything like that out here.
And it contains pictures and...
Right. On the inside there's different agricultural implements that were used in the past, and then there's pictures kind of explaining what happened in past agriculture, why people came to this northwest Iowa area, as well as kind of some unique different things that we might have there. We have in one of the areas there's a hand plow with an oxen pulling that. These are some of the original pictures we had here of how farming was done in Osceola County. Also, we even have a photo of when President Teddy Roosevelt came through Sibley on a train, and at that time, even though the population was pretty sparse here, more than 2,000 people came out and greeted him for one of his speeches off the back of the train there as well. One of the other things we show was as time moved on here, we have steam engines were coming in, but the old bridges were not adequate for the horse-drawn equipment to handle the heavy equipment there. And here we've got a shot back in 1913 of one of the tractors collapsing on a bridge across one of the properties there. But inside there's a variety of old equipment that's been donated by different people, everything from seed cleaners to hand corn shellers to different things that would be used in the farm back in that time.
And then real quickly, I'll mention, Mike, just across the road there is a campsite, 5.4 acres, which has been developed, and it's all set to go with shower, restroom facilities.
We're real pleased this year we were able to finish the shower and bathroom facilities over there, and it's Iowa's newest campground. We have basically 12 sites with electricity. There is water available on the site, and it's been unique to see the number of people that have already started camping at the site. But the showers and bathrooms are available to the campers there, and it's just connected with the property here just across the road. So between the 7 acres here of the old farm site with Hawkeye Point there and the 5.4 acres across the way, we're managing a little over 13 plus acres here for the citizens of Osceola County.
Great.